Oh my God, I've been in jail like 3,000 times over. Oh, look at this fight.
Yeah, you got it.
You believe you went on with that bitch?
And
Got any
sister.
Is it good?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, how you doing? How are we?
We are the Metal and Mayhem Show with Gina and
Candy.
there we go.
And this awesome band of dudes that just showed up.
And we didn't plan this; it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
They all came and they smelled good too.
Really, the real secret is that we're driving down around Nashville in a bus, and it was an unmarked bus, and we saw musicians, and we would
And they had their gear with them. They were walking.
Yeah.
You know, just like, wow,
All we
someone
had
paid
to
attention
do-
to us.
Dude, what was priceless is the Snickers got them on the bus, and then shutting the door and going.
And we said, we got to do something with this.
Yes,
We just have to.
We dragged them all here and dumped
We
them
grabbed
here.
Ronnie by his hair.
Yes.
And his tequila, which he's not sharing.
He was like, oh no, if I'm going to have a Snickers, I'm bringing my tequila.
The bad part was the bus was so short.
Well, it was the little bus. You don't know what that
It
means.
looked like our band bus. It looked like, you know, the
Well, I mean, we only
8-seater
picked it up
band
for
bus.
like $1,500, you know, so I mean, we had to make do with what we had. All right.
So we're going to bring this to you live. This amazing band that we just picked up off the street.
Yes.
And you guys are?
Rivers to burn.
Oh, in stereo. Love it.
Yeah, we do.
Is that rehearsed?
No. Just like this show, totally unrehearsed.
Totally.
I honestly have had the pleasure to see you guys, I don't know, like 4 or 5 times already. And that's just getting started. We're new here to Tennessee. And I've seen you more than anyone else.
Well,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
We hope everybody sees us more than everybody else.
Yeah.
Just saying. And I agree. You guys are face melting metal, just like how I like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You do your job.
We try to do it that way.
The hair
Our goal in this band is to be as heavy as we can be and as mainstream enough to where we can still play with everybody without getting thrown out.
Honestly, besides all that, put the music aside, which is amazing. But on top of that, you guys, you especially, and I mean, each of you play such a significant role. But you as the front man, which is always a very important role, even though when it comes to loading out, he has a microphone. And Ronnie's like, bitch. And he's like, la 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 la.
But I'm different that way because I usually show up with at least 2/3 of the gear for the band besides the drums.
Oh, just
Oh, you
all right.
have to
Well,
tell them about the truth.
I load in and load out because I got demoted to sing about a year and a half.
That's great. But I will say this. I love the one thing that you do every show that I've seen you is you throw that Dio song in, and it just gets the crowd pumped. It does, because if you're a metalhead, you love Dio.
Exactly.
And honestly, when you were singing that, I think I was in the bathroom, right, honey, at that one show, and I ran out. I'm like, wait.
Is that when you came out with your pants still down?
Really? You didn't need to know this. I got a couple of smacks on the hind, whatever.
There you go.
That was at Lone Wolf Saloon, I believe.
Yeah.
That was a great
That's
show.
kind of become our home away from home.
Great place.
Tim takes really good care of us there, and he pretty much just lets us have the reins. We bring in who we want to bring in, and he kind of just throws the party.
That was the second show we were at since we've been here in Tennessee, and I will tell you, me and Scott, on the ride home from Smyrna, Lone Wolf Saloon, we've gotten to know the owners, great people, like you're saying.
They are great.
And that show, free, Long Island, pay attention, free. I always have to say that. Free, and there was no less than, Scott and I were, the whole way home we're going, there was no less than 125 people in that place at any given moment. If 2 left, 5 came. It was crazy. I've never seen a show, and the energy was crazy. It was you, Medicine Man, and Stack, I believe, if memory serves.
Yeah, great band.
Two of our favorite bands, of course. And the drummer from Stack recorded our latest EP.
Oh, very cool.
So we love him. We're getting ready to go back and do some more with him. The last EP we did was fully live in the studio. The only thing we overdubbed was some background vocals. Everything else was just how we recorded it.
Raw, just totally raw.
That's the way we do everything around here.
Honestly, there's not a lot of bands I could say. I'm not touching that one.
You probably
I'm gonna be a good girl.
So,
On camera.
it's just the way it works, you know. And David Dix has been super supportive of this band as far as, you know, the rates that he's charged us for what he's given us have been.
And that would be that gentleman, correct, right there? No.
No.
Okay.
No,
That's
another guy. That's
okay.
another story.
We'll have to mention him later.
We definitely will.
Okay.
He's done a lot of work already. It's a brand new relationship, and he's helped us out a lot too. But yeah, it's Lone Wolf is, like I said, become our home away from home, and Tim's been really good to us, and we've been blessed to pack that place out the last 5 or 6 times we've been in there, and the crowds just keep getting bigger. We love it when the sheriff shows up, and
that means job well done. Us old school people.
Let's quit parking across the street, you know, and all that. But we're gonna do it every time. So.
I will tell you, Kevin, the beast of the base, which, you know, there's a whole beam war going on, so I'm gonna have to mention this, but he did a write-up. Me and Candy actually were in Memphis when you guys played the last time at Lone Wolf Saloon, and the write-up that this man wrote was amazing. They were in that, weren't they? Yes. And this issue is literally, Scott and I have been hunkered down all weekend. It's going to print tomorrow, but wait till you see what that man had to say about you. I will say no more.
Cool. Candy the bass man.
Yeah.
Kevin and I
He killed it. He killed the whole thing. It was amazing. I can't even give any more than that because I just won't.
Right.
Because I love you.
And it comes out in print only, not
in
online.
In print, not online. No, I'm old school.
How do you get this?
I love it.
How do you get it?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be in various places, or you can get a subscription. But we're gonna leave Rock Shop Times out of this because this is the Metal and Mayhem show.
Okay, got you.
Great.
But we'll talk about that after off camera.
Okay.
Awesome. We want to say thanks for just having us out, talking. And
Thanks for coming.
giving us a little bus ride, you know. That's what we'll call it.
Well, you know, we found them.
And I kept telling her to try to turn the air up, but she was like, they're better when they're sweaty. So I tried, man. I tried.
There's a reason that Slick and Sweaty start with an S.
That's right. There you go.
Look, his hair looks a little wet because he's sweating.
Because I'm sitting next to you, that's what it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, there goes my ego.
What I want to know is how did you guys get
It shouldn't need to
together?
go way over here.
Usually you guys got some pretty cool stories. Are you finding
These
members?
guys, man, there's such a story behind this band. There's been several people in this band, but I was the last one to come in. Jason would be able to tell you that story
So you're
better
one of the
than
originals?
anyone else.
I am the
I'm the new guy. I've been with about a year now.
Yeah, a little over a year.
And I will say you fit in very
Thank you.
well.
I
Like
feel
you've
at
been there a
home,
million years.
yeah,
Well, I will say this about Ronnie, and I've told this story live. The day that Ricky Otts from Psychohead and I started this band together about 4 years ago, and the very day that Ricky and I decided we were going to start something, the first phone call I made was to Ronnie.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey man, we're going to start this big old
Something.
molten metal leaning hard rock thing. We're not sure exactly where it's going to be, but it's right up your alley and you need to be in this band. He's like, man, I'm doing this other thing and we're busy and I'm making a little money. And he said, I love you, bro, and I wish you all the best, but not right now. So I pounded on him about every 6 months after that, as we were going through and morphing and changing and the lineup was growing and everything. And the first phone call was always Ronnie, hey man, we gotta have a drummer. He's like, why are you going through drummers? I'm like, because the right one's not here. I keep talking to him, he keeps telling me no. So, long story short, we get probably the biggest show that we've had thus far in this band a little over a year ago, and we got to open for Dockin
Nice.
in Hazard, Kentucky. And I talked to Ronnie before, right as I booked that show. Our singer at the time had passed, and we were going through a big change.
So if your singer passed, then what was your position?
I was the guitar player.
Okay.
So we'll get
Originally
to that.
guitar. Okay. It's like, that's a whole different story.
That's another part of the story. So we get to do this show, and we had done a benefit show where I had covered the vocals, and one of the biggest gigs and the best compliments I've ever had was from Mike Thomas, our singer. He always said, the second best hard rock and metal singer in town sings backup for me every night, which I was his backup singer for years.
Okay.
So anyway, we changed the lineup around. We get my son to play drums for that show because we had some stirring up with the other drummer.
Okay.
For the benefit show, Evan came in and played guitar, which is Jamie's son.
You will have to just say this. This is dad and son.
Yeah.
And at every show, it's a guarantee they're going to do the guitar walk, which I love.
Oh, and it's being refined.
And the greatest thing is, even if Dad is beating son, he will always bow down and say, "He beat me." Oh look, he giving you no. Leave that one alone. Work that out.
He honestly, he made the old man work for it. I ain't joking.
You know what? And rightfully so. So
As
I'm
it
sorry.
should be.
It's okay. So anyway, we go and do the show for Dockin, and we hire another guy. We're not going to mention his name, and he was a really good drummer, and he did a great job playing the show. But he was very, 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 very beyond difficult to do.
Very.
So on the way back, I'm talking to my
Ronnie, hello.
Yeah, well, get ready to come.
It's
Well,
good.
I'm getting ready to
so
come.
2 months prior to this, Ronnie had said, "Look, man, we're dealing with some. He'd lost, I believe it was his father-in-law or
My father.
his dad
Father.
passed, and so
So sorry.
he was dealing with all that. And he's like, man, as soon as I get all this cleaned up, bro, I'm ready, and you'll be the first person I call." So I begged him to do the Dockin show. He said no. So we got another guy. Show went okay. The show went great.
Show was great. Yeah.
But we had problems personally with the guy, so we knew on the way home we're gonna have to unload this guy's
Ronnie.
drums, tell him what's going on. So the ironic thing is, we are driving back from Kentucky to Nashville.
Okay.
I get
Agonizing.
my phone, just like, oh my God, what are we doing? My phone
Yeah.
beeps 3 times, and it's Ronnie Presley. So I just push proceed. He's like, all right, dude, I'm ready. So literally, while we're driving from Hazard to Nashville, we had a show 2 weeks later.
Hazard? That's the name of the town?
Hazard,
Hazard, Kentucky. Yeah.
Where the
Hazard,
Duke boys are
Kentucky.
from. Where the Luke Duke are from.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
Bo Luke Duke.
we're on our way back. Yeah, this is a very redneck metal band. You're gonna learn that.
I'm loving all this new stuff.
So we're on our way back. Literally, I have my wife. I'm like, you have to forward all the music to Ronnie while we're driving. Now the other drummer's in the truck with us.
Yeah.
Going, I guess I don't have a job anymore.
We didn't tell him.
We didn't tell him he was getting in there.
Yeah. So we're sending all the music to Ronnie, and Ronnie's like, look, man, I need 24 hours. Let's rehearse Monday. So we come in, and I tell these guys, I'm like, look, this is a formality. I don't make ironclad, dictator decisions, but this is the drummer that we need in this band, and we're just going to go in here Monday,
I
and
remember
he's
that.
going to prove this to you.
That's right.
At this point, the rest of the band was in, you guys were all already a solid unit.
Yes.
It was just the drummer
Yes.
that we needed to
We
replace.
were dealing with spinal tap issues.
Go no further.
That stop.
Drama!
So anyway,
Yeah.
so we walk in Monday. We're rehearsed at Ronnie and Angie's that night, and this guy impeccably from the start of the set
Just
to the
nailed
back of the set. All he did was ask us what song we're playing next.
Yep.
Wow.
And just boom,
So he's like,
seamlessly.
yeah, I rock.
So we get through 3 songs, and Dean was skeptical, and so was Jamie. And Evan's like,
He's young.
I'm here, I'm gonna do my deal, y'all handle
I'm
it.
just gonna play, I'm gonna shred, because I rock, and I just know I roll.
So we get 3 songs in, and Dean is grinning so hard you can see his neck bone.
Nice.
He's about to break down over there.
Yeah, he's like, finally somebody that can play a steady time, and they know where the changes are in the song.
Ronnie's like, yes, I rock.
And they're not gonna throw beer bottles at me during the show.
Yeah, that would not be good. This is not Roadhouse.
So, no, we're actually having drummer issues throwing bottles at the rest of us. But anyway.
Nice.
Sticks in the back.
So that's kind of that chapter of the story. That's kind of how we finalized this line.
And this was how long ago?
This was end of February of 2017.
Over a year now.
Oh, so it's been about a year.
Yeah, a little over a year.
Well,
So-
I will say this personally, having seen you guys several times now, it looks like it's been a joint unit for many, many years.
Long time. That's the way it
Yeah.
feels playing.
That's the way it feels.
It is
a
a-
well-oiled rock and roll machine.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Definitely,
Without a
and it looks like you guys have been doing this forever.
We have.
We have.
No, but listen, yeah, exactly. We're not all young here, but I mean,
But
as
you
far as
know
a
when the
unit,
chemistry works.
Yeah,
you know,
it
we've
does.
all been in several different bands, and you know,
Yeah.
when you get with the right people, it's not even talking to them. It's just
Yeah, it's
There's a
like
vibe.
effortless. It
It's
just
a
comes
feeling.
out and it's great. Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
want to get in that
Very
car
smooth.
with that person and go to that show
Absolutely,
because it's
yeah,
going to be
it's-
amazing.
Yeah, we don't get to see each other as much as we'd like,
Right.
just to be able to hang and
Well, you know what?
But every time we get together, it's a joy. It's
And you
always,
have fun, and I know that you
absolutely
guys
is.
rehearse every
Yeah.
Saturday. at 5
Well,
o'clock.
We tried to.
Yes, I know.
We were laughing Saturday night. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's the best show y'all have had in months and months. It's great. It's killer." I'm like, "Well, we haven't rehearsed in like 8 weeks."
Yeah,
Oh, really? Only knows I will say this, and I must apologize because you've asked me at least 3 times. You probably were like, yeah, here she goes again. She wants to interview us, right?
Yeah.
There were 3 times where you had invited us down to Murfreesboro, which is where I'm guessing home base is.
At the moment, yeah. You can never
Right,
find
everyone?
it.
Huh?
Right now.
For right now.
Okay, so
That's
while
all
you were
right,
walking
yeah.
the streets of Nashville when we found you, I have no idea.
Well, we were headed to the mission to
But
get
yeah, you gotta be there before 2 or the seats are all gone.
We were looking for a hot dog and it really wasn't cooked, you know.
Good answer, on the fly.
I definitely want to reach out to you, Dean, because
shit.
I've been here. I've been in Tennessee for 8 years. She's pretty new here, and she needs to get wind of all these shows and everything. What do you think, as all these people are coming in here, how do they get to this scene? What is your advice to them?
How do they get to the scene?
How to get into the know of what band should I be looking out for?
I have no idea because I don't do any shows.
You have to know Kevin
Go to the
Butler.
shows.
Definitely, get out and go to the show.
Go to the shows. Yeah.
Where's that manager that you had over there?
there?
There he is. He's right there. That cute little manager over there.
You know, I have to say honestly, I met Kevin Butler from, you were in Iron Tribe. That was the very first show we went to, Scott and I, since we've gotten here. It was Easter Sunday, I believe, and he just evolved us and said, you need to be here, you need to be here, and that's when I got to see
That's
that.
something I'm experiencing is going to the shows. I meet somebody new every
Right.
time. I've seen them at previous shows, but I get to bump into them and start talking to them.
Right.
And,
But everything's social media now. See,
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
back in
Yeah.
the day, we would make up a
1,000
thousand
flyers.
flyers,
Right.
and we would be
Car
all
you
over
can
this town, and
Sure.
every club,
Yep.
Gold Rush, at the end of the night, everybody shit-faced, flyers everywhere.
Hence why I'm doing in print, because I'm old
Exactly.
school.
Now everything is social media, and this is a new world for us. We're old guys, We're not.
I'm right there with you.
Thank
And the
goodness
flyers
we got
work.
some.
Evan's trying to
Savvy
beat
people.
speed, but we're slow.
Yeah. So that means you need to head up the whole social media thing.
Shit.
I'm still getting,
On camera. That is now your job.
I still have a MySpace account. I mean,
Scott still has AOL.
yeah, I don't know how to get to it or in it, but I've got it. It's there.
You know what though? There is something to be said about what we know as older generation.
Exactly.
In lieu of yes, social media. But I always say, and this is my biggest thing, is God forbid tomorrow we all woke up and Facebook went down.
Right.
What would you do?
Yes.
Exactly.
What would you do?
Yes.
Besides celebrate.
Oh shit! I did do that.
No, but I would, because I can't. If I didn't have a business, I wouldn't be on that.
We'd actually have to go out and talk to people. Like
And
you know what?
Saying. It's like
Yeah.
go out.
There would be
And I'm a
another
mouth. I
one.
have no problem with that.
There would be
That's
another
not-
platform.
that's
Nothing
not-
will beat the personal connection, there's no doubt.
But what would you, as a band, if that should happen, have you taken steps to make sure that you are still in contact with your people?
We have a pretty solid list.
Good.
And
Yes. Yeah.
Listen, people.
what I've done over the years is that we have a pretty strong following here locally.
Okay.
We also have a strong following in the tri-state area of Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, up in that area.
Okay.
Cincinnati,
Catch us with Saliva next month in Alabama.
Oh, we didn't get there yet. I'm gonna pull
we
that
also
shit
have
out.
we've started to develop a following in northern Alabama in the Huntsville area. And
We
then
lived
have,
in Huntsville. I loved it then.
and we have a really strong following in Atlanta as well. So
And Atlanta's kind of funny. We know a promoter there that
right.
there's pockets.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
From what I'm learning, and it's a big hip hop R&B.
Yep.
That's like major Atlanta.
Right.
But there are pockets on the outskirts that are very metal. You
Right.
just have to know how to maneuver your way
Well,
around.
and the one thing that's good about us is that we don't pigeonhole our shows. We'll go if we get invited to play a multiple genre festival or a date.
Okay.
We'll go in and play with a country band or a hip hop band or.
Do you
or
tailor your
whatever.
set to
We
be that?
we force B2B down your throat every show.
Every time.
There it
We
is.
are who we are, and we're very proud of who we are. We've worked
You
very
should be.
hard to become what we're doing, and we put enough of ourselves personally into each show
Hard.
and each song that it usually translates really well in whatever environment we've been stuck in.
You are, and I will say this, and I'm going to say this on camera because honestly, I've worked with a lot of bands back in New York, and giving 1,000% of myself, I literally had to like pull it out of their throat for them to even mention Rock Shop on stage. I met you a hot minute, and at Lone Wolf Saloon twice. You promoted us, and Scott and I want to thank you guys as a band.
Welcome.
That meant so much to us.
Well, I look at it from a personal standpoint, okay? Not just.
So you're using me.
Well, you weren't supposed to know that.
You are the last in the line of long. Anyway, no, actually, we just look at it personally that if I'm on the side of the road and I'm broken down and I need some help, I hope somebody stops.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if we see somebody on the side of the road broken down, we're going to stop and try to help it. And so
Good analogy.
You come to town and you're a rock chick promoting a rock rag, and we didn't know you were going to have an internet television show. Or
I didn't know either.
We didn't know that we were going to get tied in
And
with
this
Candy
whole-
and do internet rock radio and her show and all that. We just were trying to genuinely help somebody who had let us know they were looking for some help.
That's awesome. You know what?
And
It's organic.
If we benefit from that, that's awesome. If you benefit from it, that's really what we want. So we feel like if we do that in everything that we do, and we take care of all the small details,
Karma.
then
Sure.
the big things will take care of themselves.
We're all this in. Yeah, we're in this together.
To brag a little bit,
Go.
we've been very blessed. We've opened, next month will be 8 national acts in 3 years.
That's a big feat.
With no buy-on. We're not paying to go play with Saliva.
That's
We didn't
huge
pay to go
all by
play with
itself.
Dokken. We didn't pay to go play with Saxon or Armored Saint or Full Devil Jacket or any of those guys. They said we need a badass rock band or metal band to come and play this show with us that's going to help us drag a few people in this particular area. And that's what we went and did. That's what we're trying to do here. And that's what we're trying to network with guys, like the guys from Iron Tribe, the guys from Valhalla that, Ronnie and I both were in Valhalla before it was Valhalla.
You know what?
And
That's a
he was with
band
Valhalla
I've
for
not
years.
yet seen, but it keeps coming up, and I cannot wait.
They're amazing.
From what I hear, I'm just like seething because I know Terry from Iron, and I just know that he is just that amazing front man that's all over the place. He makes me dizzy in a good way.
Yeah, he replaced me in Valhalla.
Wait till you get them in here. Wait till you get Terry Pellis in here.
You know what? He's a good guy. Actually, I can't even.
I'm actually the original drummer and played with him for 12
No
years.
shit.
Yeah. And I got cocky and thought, I want money instead of this, because you definitely don't make no money doing this. Of course, you make money, but it all goes, at least our money all goes back.
Our money goes back in.
Okay, so let's
We
touch
never
on
take
that.
no money.
When you're a band here in Nashville, what's your what happens? Do you have a tip bucket? Like,
It
Well,
just depends on the show.
It
I
depends
guess.
on the show.
Depends on
Because
the deal you say.
okay.
if it's a Bridges to Burn show, up until this point, and this is a good time to bring Brian up. We decided to work with Steel Chain Management with Brian.
Steel
as well.
Chain Management. Brian, would you like to come in front of the camera and say hello? He's
Come on,
like,
Brian.
no.
Oh, the behind the scenes man.
Put the man on the spot.
So Brian stepped in the last 60 days or so and try to help us get some things organized. That's kind of where we're at
Okay.
in the management stage. He's also going to help us do some booking and things of that. But to this point, I pretty much handled the booking and the management, and I just needed help. So we got in
That's a
contact
full-time
with Brian,
job.
and Brian got in contact with us, and we just kind of try to work
The
all that out.
Bridges
The Burn show, what we try to do is we take the package to whatever venue that we're working in and saying, this is what we can offer. What can you do for us? And that way we're not dealing with a bunch of, ticket sales promoters and things of that nature. Nothing
Okay.
against those folks that do shows that way. It's
No,
just a
everything against that because I'm
it's just
very
a different.
against it.
It's a different way of doing business than the way that we choose to.
Okay.
And we've been in the way that we've built a relationship with Tim and everybody along with this. Look, we're going to come in your place and you're going to get a professional show
And they're gonna melt your face.
from the opening act until we're done with the last
The
note.
last note.
And we're going to pack your place out every time that we're here. You're going to have fun. Your bartenders are going to make money. Your bar's going to make money. And I need a piece of the action.
Okay, you know what? That's real and very truthful, and you can't. What do they tell you?
The first time they're like, fuck off.
We've heard that a million times.
So,
And you're like,
yeah.
okay, fuck you too.
Yeah, and so I'm like, well, I'm going to go down the street here, and I'm going to promote a show down there. And while I'm packed out down there, I'm going to call you and tell you to come see us. And so they come down the street to a place that may not be as big as theirs or as nice as theirs, and it's packed out. Everybody's got the horns up,
Yep.
banging their heads.
Sweat flying.
We're selling them out of beer, sweat's flying, you know, and
And now
everybody's having a great
they
time.
owe you twice as much.
And now they're all complaining.
Price this one up, yeah.
So now, how can we get you in our bar? So we've kind of made, you know, along with our South Side connection, Revelry's
Okay.
what we're doing on the North Side. The last show at Revelry was kind of off the cuff. Really wasn't our show. The things that
Okay.
went down with Vampire and they were handling all the
Oh,
promotion.
someone in the band went to the hospital. or
Drew's
something, right? Yeah.
been very ill.
Been very ill. Yeah.
So we just kind of last minute, literally 4 days before the show went on, I
Okay.
kind of took the promotion over and we put whatever we could into that show. And
I was so
we-
glad we literally came in on the tail end of it, but I was so glad.
Yeah.
But Kevin was out. I'm like, did I miss Dio? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, damn it.
The next time, just holler. We'll do it again.
Okay. Oh, all right. You know what? I'm gonna call you out on
Call
that. The next time I won't be late. How about that?
There you go. Next time, catch the whole show, Gina.
Yeah, good. You want to do that all day.
All right, that one's on me.
But we got to meet some new buddies for bringing them in to see us.
She's waving. Any questions you have, my girl?
Actually, continue.
She's done a good job.
You know what? The one thing that Candy and I want to always have with this show is free flowing. Like, no, I'm not a big fan of Q&A. Never have been.
Right.
You know, because if I ask you a question, now you're gonna answer, we're gonna stare at each other. So
Exactly.
the next
Right.
question. But if you just talk
Right.
and have, you know, it's all about just having a comfortable time. You know.
Exactly.
And honestly, I hope you guys are feeling that.
Oh, quite.
But
Definitely.
there are some other components to the show that we're gonna add. One being, which we don't have our girl serving out desserts. So Kevin, I'm gonna ask you if you would not mind. Every show, we the container is right there with the red top. Every show, Candy bought me a book that she bought from here called, no, I can't remember it. Oh, there it is. Dark Side of the Spoon. And everybody knows. So this is a book that is all recipes of all bands, band stuff.
You got the right band for this.
Well, last night I was in my kitchen for a while because this was very involved. I thought it was going to be simple. Oh, go ahead, and Kevin's going to serve it to us. So last night I made,
Do a little dance.
yeah, do a little dance, come on. The Rolling Scones is what we're going to have
The
today.
Rolling
Awesome.
My daughter tasted it and she said they were good. I hope they are.
Is she
But
still alive?
she is.
Is she still breathing? Taste test.
You know what though? She's 20 and she's your age, and oh God, you know what? I know what you're going through. Just gonna leave that one
You
alone.
have no idea what we're going through.
You know what? At 20, you know what? But then again, like sometimes it's so funny. I think back and I go, yeah, I was 20 and I thought I knew it all too. Until I didn't.
Not so much.
But you know what? You have dad and everything, but I'm sure you're not as bad as my daughter who just lives in her room. Love you, Alex, but just saying. So this is our book, Dark Side of the Spoon, and every show I make something out of this. So I made Iron Raisins, which was kind of cool. Because Iron Maiden is, if anybody knows me, you guys have been on my page, Iron Maiden is my favorite band in the world. So,
We want to
But-
change
I'll be
that.
dinner right now.
no, you're not going to.
I
I know, I love you to pieces, but that's not going to happen.
Wow.
I'm going to be rude and raw.
I like it when you tell me no, that makes me work harder.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. I love that.
You know what,
style.
Steve
That is
Harris-
awesome.
Steve
Thank
Harris
you,
is
good
my
sir.
god. I love him to pieces. And that's just never going to change, I'm sorry.
All right.
Well, all right. Since you feel that strong about it.
Well, I'm 49, I've loved him since I'm
Yeah,
12. So,
Yeah, it's been hard. Yeah, it's been hard to
it's
get
a hard
past.
act to follow.
You'll pardon me if I try.
No, you know what? Go right ahead, because that means you're going to melt my face even more, which is awesome.
Do the best I can.
And we actually have Kevin, if you would not mind, and Kevin Butler is with us because he's awesome, and we'll have your band on soon enough. Burning Yesterday.
Yes.
I don't know that we can say too much. You tell me what I can and cannot say.
Pretty much you covered it.
Yesterday they burned. But there's
Beware
strawberry
August
jam behind you if you want to grab that.
Yeah, once you put it.
That was like womp 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 womp. This is where you do an interview. This is like
What do you want spoons for?
Yeah, for the jelly stuff. You're supposed to put strawberry jam on it, I think. And if it sucks, tell me it sucks.
Great.
No, that's
I don't know what
Hold
scones are supposed to taste like. So this is like a whole new.
You're enriching our culture.
She's like, really? Beat me?
Hey,
That's
Bill,
so
I got it. You got
you want
it.
one? You want one?
We're in this
Absolutely.
together.
Well, can we introduce this handsome young man?
Sure, sure.
And his name is, well, you know what, you have to come this, oh, he's a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. He is, oh, this is the one you said was gonna, like, if my daughter? Gotcha.
This is Miller. This is my youngest. Of
Look at the camera, Miller. And is he
He's
a
the
musician in
manager.
the making?
He is a bass player.
No kidding.
I thought he was managing too.
Following, oh, look, he's like,
Good
yeah.
For
He's a bass player.
Good choice, good choice.
Kevin's gonna back that all day long.
Yeah.
For $200, you are going to have an honest PR dude. I talked to him out front. Awesome dude. Very kind.
Already
Very
taken,
knowledgeable about the business. All
He was
right.
already, he was already hitting on Candy a while ago. So.
Look, he's like, you're gonna get it, Dad. The cheeks are getting red. Good luck on that call right
He's
home.
winking at her already. See?
You know what? No, he's not shy.
He's not.
No.
Oh, he's a pistol.
A pistol. That's.
We're genetically opposed to shyness.
You're right, yeah, it's not within our
Exactly.
genetic makeup.
Well, I will say, I will bring this up. You guys have a show coming up, which I'm excited for. July 28th in Huntsville, Alabama, with Saliva.
Yes.
Now, the thing about this show is that Saliva is coming unplugged.
Saliva.
Yes. Saliva.
Saliva.
So they're gonna be called spit.
That's great. That's awesome.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Well, you know what? I honestly, but I saw you guys. What show was it? With Daylight Sinners, great band.
Right.
And I walked
I've
over
seen
to
that.
you and I said, this is a little non-genre correct. And I will not forget what you said to me. And you said, that's how we like it.
It is because, I mean,
Yeah, man.
well, first of all, to be hog-headed about it, there's not another band like us.
No, there isn't.
So-
that I've seen so far.
So, but if there were, let's just say in a utopian society that there was a bunch of bridges to burn.
Okay.
But there's not. So
Just
if,
saying.
if we wanted to stand out, if we want to be noticed, why would we jump in a group or a pile that look just like us?
All right.
Whereas if we're trying to make this band stand out, then we want to go play with whatever other type of bands that we can get with. Like we love to play with guys like Iron Tribe and guys with like Valhalla and even like
It's
other
a
genre
mesh.
bands.
Yeah, it's a
Because-
variety within a.
But I will say that you guys, you have your look, you have your very definite look, which I love. And each one of you has that individuality. Not, you don't have that a lot in bands.
Right.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, we're supposed to wear black?
Oh, this is a metal band, black? Oh, I'm wearing yellow.
Pre-scar.
No, but you know what? You guys each on stage have that individuality, which is so important and something you could probably teach the younger generation because half of them look like they rolled out of bed.
Well, we just again.
Well,
He usually has.
all right, so how much do you yell at him about that?
It's an ongoing struggle.
You can't yell at that generation
No.
because they cry. So,
You can't yell at him because he's got a badass t-shirt.
That's true too.
Well, yes, and we must give, in all seriousness, we must give a bow of heads or what have you for
Yes.
Vinnie Paul because
yeah.
very, very sad weekend this
Yes,
was,
very much.
losing him.
Very
But
much.
he is back with his brother, and they are raising hell up there.
yeah, Ronnie and I both have been blessed to hang out with Vinny,
No shit.
and I got to open some shows a couple decades ago before Pantera broke up
Okay.
with them, and it was huge honor, and they were just both of those guys and Rex. I didn't get to meet Phil. I don't have anything good to say about Phil or anything bad because I don't know Phil.
Okay.
But the other three guys in Pantera were super accommodating, very complimentary, and they were just a great hang. I mean, they were lots of fun. We all did the things that we did back then, and it was wonderful.
Rock and roll.
It was
Never
great.
know.
Let's just
And
go with that.
Vinnie Paul was. I got to actually sit the couple shows that we opened for them. We were in St. Louis, and I actually got to sit right behind the drum riser with
Wow.
during the show, and his sweat laid on me. And it was like being
Sweat laid on him.
Baptized.
It was like,
And then
it
he
was like,
took a shower for days.
it was like being soaked in Jack Daniels and Crown.
You know what? Well, that's pretty awesome.
It was great, and like I said, he's always been one of my favorite drummers, and those guys personally, as far as the big, super huge stars that I've had the chance to meet, those guys were by far the nicest and most cordial.
I will say this, a lot of my friends, I've been talking with them about this since it happened, and privately, also on social media, but it sounds to me like they were very accommodating to the up-and-coming bands. And you know, what you're describing, a lot of people can say they had that same experience, which speaks a lot about being such a national act and yet being humble.
Right, yeah.
And being humble and seeing those around them and paying, you know, maybe not paying homage or whatever, but you know, appreciating the bands that are on the show. Not everyone does that. They hide in their tour bus, or they just come out, do the show, and then they're back out.
Well, I know what Rex told me. Rex was like, you know, we did the same thing. We were out beating the bars to death, and they were.
Everyone started somewhere.
You know,
They didn't come out national.
Here you go.
It's whether you remember where you come from or not. And that's
it's like some rock chick coming in town needing help with her rap.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So it's just you know, that's who we are.
You got to stay real to who you are, and that's something I can't not be. I can't not be.
Yeah, I don't know how to be anybody else.
Exactly. You know, this is just who I am. What are you doing over there, Mr. Tequila Sunrise?
Apparently she was hungry.
Are they throwing shit at you again over there?
Did you not get your friend breakfast?
I did. What'd you do? I missed it.
She's ate
The
about
camera
6.
got it. I'll find out what it was. I love it. I love it. Well, we have something else that we do in our bands.
Okay.
And you know,
You're fucked.
Oh, no.
You're a fox.
I can't do that on
I'm
camera.
gonna do the analogy. You're a fox, right? Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh man.
Oh, see. He's gonna choke. His whole face got red. All right. Nice.
All that looks, brand, and talent, and humor in one person. That's not fair.
And she's
That's
little
not fair.
too. It's like all
That's
incompatible.
not fair. Nobody should have all that.
No, and you know what? They shouldn't. I'm not little. So
Me either.
exactly.
Me either.
So we
You can
understand
say
each
a lot of
other.
things about me, but little's not one.
I used to be, not anymore. Okay, so
So
First
how,
off-
how are we fucked?
first off, because we like to be no, not that. And that is the reaction we want to have.
Not the famous anal pop.
So we.
Ankle pop.
Oh, man.
Do with it what you must.
After you got this on you.
That's a different show. That's not the Mel and Megan show.
Oh,
Tune in for that one.
Thanks for the interview.
Thanks for
All right, so
Oh,
because we're silly, we
No.
everybody gets everyone gets a lollipop or whatever you want to do with it.
I'll have one of these because they fit better.
We know where he's going with that. Do you want the unicorn?
Well, thank you very much.
Be okay.
Which one we want, Bill?
We'll be consumed with a great relish.
This one, or this one?
The first one.
This one?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
leave me with these damn uniforms.
No, you're
Oh, I get
rainbows.
the rainbow.
We've always knew Ronnie the
You know
Rainbow.
what? It's like a young money.
Ronnie the Rainbow.
Ronnie the Rainbow. There we go. That's perfect.
Rainbow fruit flavors.
Rainbow with fruit flavors.
No, because they do that Dio.
Hey.
Rainbow.
Yes.
There's
Oh, Rainbow in the Dark.
Oh, there you go.
There's a funny story. I don't know why this keeps coming to me, but
It's,
I got free tickets to a Predators game, given to me. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of unusual, And I thought, well, okay, because it's from my boss, And I'm like, okay. So and my wife, and she's a huge Predators fan, so I'm thinking, well, they give me these Predator tickets. So we go to this game, and I'm sitting around, and I'm noticing rainbow flags everywhere and stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? And it was gay pride.
And now you got a regular lollipop.
Yours are signed.
Yeah. I think somebody's trying to tell me something. That was good.
Have you not gone up to the job?
It's just an inclusion thing.
And he asked his boss for tickets for the same
This
game
is
next
actually,
year.
we didn't want to tell you, but this is actually a intervention.
Well, I'm gonna
Okay,
let they
so-
do a run.
All right, now the other thing that we do is because we're silly.
Okay.
You know what? We should take a break first and then come back to this. What do you think?
Yeah, because now you're scaring us.
Feathers. and
What's
with the
Got
fucking
feathers and
bow?
lollipops. I don't know how to act
This one's mine. This one's mine.
You just,
You're not getting us
you don't,
back.
even, you don't even know what you just did to yourself.
Oh, this is so.
It's on.
Like you
It's
just
on.
volunteered for something.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so we don't have to take a
What?
break.
We're going.
We're gonna go straight.
We're going straight through.
This is
4-0.
No break.
Okay.
So
So
you hand out rainbows and then you decide to go straight? What the hell?
now. I'm confused.
It's a New York thing.
it is. You know, just go with it. Roll with it. Roll with it. Just,
All right. So here's the deal. We have games.
silly little kitty games.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
I don't do the stuffed animal thing.
The
man.
loser has to wear the boa.
You get to pick your color though. There's pink or purple.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
okay.
thoughtful of you.
There you go.
As long as it's choice, it'll do.
I'm guessing that we're picking him. To
Yes.
be, yeah. Okay. So now
What?
you get.
I have to wear that.
He's the guy
That's
for
good.
it. Whatever it is.
So what we do?
Back to asshole.
I'm here.
It's gonna be all right. We're gonna pick a game, and you're gonna play against whoever you choose.
Either me or her.
Yes,
So.
either me or her, and then it's so. Anyways, you pick one of us,
And we
then
pick one of you guys, which she already made her choice. So.
Yes.
So go after her.
It's just a thing for the choir.
What?
All right, we're gonna talk slow.
You might have to go some elements
All
though.
right, you know what? Let's. All right, we're gonna let him pick, right?
Are we breaking
Yeah.
or are we going straight to it?
No, we're gonna
We're
go straight to it.
right to it.
That's why. That's
I got a
why.
feeling I really need to figure it
All right, so we have silly little
It's
games.
training.
There's either the basketball game, which is behind his head.
Yes.
That
Oh,
one.
man.
Or the dice game where you have to roll a 7 or 11.
The
Or
frog game.
the frog game where you just we're reverting back to like 7
When you're
years old.
Little kid.
I don't think I've ever left.
So you go see, so you can have fun with this.
He's gonna be a champion.
Look, he's like, yeah, I got this. I was moving
Mental
his shit
health
around.
over
Look,
there.
he's moving his shit around. All right, I got this.
Here, let me call my therapist on over.
See, these little frogs have to go like.
Oh, look at that.
See, she's been practicing.
She's been practicing.
She hasn't
That's not
actually.
fair. Hey.
Well, I don't jump very far.
What color do you want to be? Are we picking this game?
I don't know.
You get to pick. The other one's the football game where you have to bloop right through the football thingies, or you have to roll a 7 or 11, or the basketball, or this. That's all we have for now. We're
You
new
gotta
at this,
play.
so you know, don't judge.
Let's do the football thing.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, man.
Oh, you don't like that? You know that shit.
He called you on that one.
Yeah, that was a
Alright.
pull out right there. Now the only problem
Finger
is
football.
finger football.
Yep.
Finger football.
We're all 7 years old right now.
He's gonna have his.
No, we're gonna. You know what?
Hey.
You have to kick it from what's represented as
Yeah,
the
there you
other
go.
goal
That's
line.
perfect.
We gotta do what?
Right. Hey, give me the scones.
Yeah, we don't want to be drenched in scones.
I think I'm already drinking.
Yeah, I know I did.
I'm missing a jam. That's what I'm drenched in.
Okay. So the rules are. I don't know what the rules are. I guess just bloop.
Oh, wow.
I was going for the.
Yeah, that's
ends
not
of
the goal.
That's the distance. All right, so we may have to back
Tampa
this up
Bay,
a
don't
bit.
you?
Good luck, guys. You're in the line of fire.
You can do
Go
this.
ahead. Whoever gets it
I
through
used to
first.
get at it.
You got it.
All right. Where's the other one?
Bummer.
They're not.
Let's play for
Is
the
on the
night.
floor.
No, wait. There you go.
All right.
Wait. To be fair, we have to move that skull.
Over here and shit.
Thank you, honey. There we go.
Ooh. 0-0.
Ooh.
0 to 0.
0 and 0.
So what are we playing?
So the
to?
question is, who
We're
gets
playing
the
till
win?
someone gets it through the freaking
First in to
goddamn
win.
thing.
Oh,
Find a one.
so somebody gets into the freaking goddamn thing.
You better hurry. She's gonna beat you.
Oh! Oh!
Is there any points for putting an eye out?
No.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Is that not
Yes.
dead center?
No, it has to go completely.
Oh!
So close.
My goodness.
She's good at
That
this.
was close. Come on, Dave.
She's a competitor. You're gonna get beat by a girl, dude. Come on.
So what is that?
No pressure.
I had Beth so pissed off last night, I was afraid to go to bed.
Hey! Look, you totally psyched him. Thank you. Psyched him out.
Fucker.
Oh, man.
Almost. All right.
Man.
Oh, close though.
All right.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Good line.
All right.
A little bit more
Short.
weight on it.
She's got it now.
Oh!
This
So
is
close.
it.
Side.
If you want her to win a boa, you're gonna get it
Why
through there.
do you keep moving that back every time?
Because you gotta go through.
Here, is that better? Is that worse? Wait, let me put it in your lap.
Thanks.
And you still fucked it up.
All right.
All right. All right, so we're gonna say this, so we don't do this.
Use that one.
Whoever, the next one, whoever gets this closer.
That's pretty bad.
Oh.
Denied.
All right, so how's landed here?
Come on. Like
What?
that.
Oh, okay.
Come on, big dog.
All right, leave it right there.
Ah!
All right, well,
Let's try one more time. Hey, no. One more time.
no, I was
Still, we're working.
I'm gonna shush.
Where's the we're practicing right now? Oh, no.
Looks like you lose.
Denied.
Hey, I want the purple.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh, you want
girl.
the, where is it?
I don't know.
Right there. So she loses, she has to wear the boa, and you do not. Your bandmates would not have let that go.
Fabulous.
Look at your eyes.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up now and tell the people everything they need to know from today is what, June
24.
24th. What's up with Bridges to Burn going forward that they need to know about?
Our next show is July the 28th in Huntsville, Alabama, at Shagnasty's with one of our favorite bands in the world, Angry Native.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're- we love
And
that.
spit.
and Saliva. And Saliva. Unplugged.
Now, did you guys know that was going to be an unplugged show?
We didn't.
I thought we were on
Actually,
the show,
Saliva
so they
found out
jumped
on the show.
Ah.
We had this book before Saliva got on the ticket.
Okay, well, yeah, and you know what? I don't know how Click Click Boom is going to go over unplugged because I'm a badass. And it's unplugged.
It's
Seriously.
gonna be very
I'm not sure how
interesting,
that's going to work, but I'm curious.
Me too.
You guys will love Angry Native as well. They are a
Yeah.
great band.
I will say this,
Super nice guys.
Saliva's people have been very good to us, so.
Yeah, they are.
They're good. But
I have a long history with their people. I did some shows with
I have
them.
people too, you know.
You have people?
I do.
They're still in us.
They're still on the bus. You know, we
So-
picked you up, I had to keep them out, you know.
You can catch us on Facebook, of course.
Facebook, social media world.
Social media world. We can do all that.
Do you have a website?
We're still running the. We're actually under construction. We're not gonna.
Website, under construction.
So we're running everything
This is
through
your
social
job.
media. We've got some new swag. We got a $20 special that we're running up through the Saliva
Talk to them.
show. $20 special. You get a T-shirt and a CD for $20, and we will ship it anywhere in the continental U.S. for free. So
Whoa,
just check us out.
sweet.
Hook that up. Our wonderful model today, Kevin, has a Bridges to Burn shirt on.
Kevin,
So,
tell them what you're wearing.
Come
There we
on,
go,
Bridges.
Bridges to Burn, there we go. Do you have tank tops?
we can make it into a tank top.
Yeah,
You know what, I love that. I'll make it into a tank top. I don't do the t-shirt, but I do because I wear my vest.
Well, we've been talking about doing some female
Stuff.
stuff. We sold all out of the panties. So
Maybe boas might.
No, the only good cups are.
Condoms, perhaps? I've seen
we
bands
said
that's-
raw earlier, don't you remember? Raw.
Raw.
Yeah.
Raw.
Okay, raw. We don't do condoms.
That's how I ended up with 7
But
boys
we're
and a
all
girl.
older.
That's right.
Yeah, seven
That's why my family
Seven
so
You're
boys and a girl.
7?
7 boys
Seven.
and a girl.
What the hell is wrong with you?
He's been busy.
Yeah, very.
Holy shit!
What's on a hockey
I have
stick?
2 and I'm like, pull my freaks out.
So anyway, July 28th, us,
Okay.
Angry Native.
Anything before that?
No,
Anything after
we're
that?
we're working on
Right,
writing
our
the new
face
record
off.
Oh, new record
between now
coming out.
and then, and so we're.
So what is this CD that is out now?
It is live at Red Feather Recording.
Okay.
Which is completely 100% live.
No cuts, no anything.
No
raw,
editing, no pitch
raw.
shifting.
They
just
like the raw.
completely raw. The only thing that we overdubbed was the backing vocals.
Are they
Everything
like
else
it?
was done while
Raw.
we were playing. These guys even cut the guitar solos
Really?
as we were recording. We didn't overdub.
Oh, so
the
this
solos.
is real.
This
It's
is
just
real.
straight up
It
real.
is as it came
Straight up
out.
real.
It's fantastic.
Honestly, I can't say that I've met
That's
a
what
band
you'll
that's
hear in
done
the
that.
show. You'll hear the same thing. in
You'll
the
hear
show.
the exact same thing.
Well, I will tell you this much, that I'm a big fan, especially when I meet a new band or I'm going to go see a new band. I will not listen to the CD because I want to hear you first. I'm all about live entertainment. And yes, I do remove myself from the computer and go out. But once I see you live and I put the CD in my radio, whatever, it better be on point. And you guys definitely deliver.
Well, thank you.
Definitely. I can back that 1,000%.
The next local thing that we have going on in Nashville is September the 1st. We're doing the Stack CD release party at Revelry.
Ah.
So that's
Okay, another great band that I got to check out with you guys.
They are amazing, great friends of ours, and an amazing rock band. I mean,
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised that night. It was actually a good metal night.
yeah, we so
They got
that's our
some
next
new
thing coming up.
Better
Like,
Days.
so we're working on recording the
New
new
one that they
EP.
have out
Okay.
right now, Better Days.
EP meaning only a couple of songs.
Okay.
Badass.
Probably
yeah.
do 4 or 6.
Okay.
So I think we'll do one more EP before we do.
Shall
a
this be
full
raw
length.
as well?
This will probably be a little bit more produced this
Okay.
time around.
Yeah, I think so.
We're gonna get into some produced. We are exploring some other
Avenues.
avenues. We're definitely gonna record at Red Feather again,
Okay.
but we got some.
And where is Red Feather? Is that here in
It's
Nashville?
in Smyrna.
Oh, in Smyrna.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smyrna seems to be like a really great place to live, be, we're hearing that. Not like Kevin lives there or anything.
Because I live there.
That's why I'm going, because you live there.
That's why the axis of the earth is changing to Rutherford
That's
County.
exactly right. Right. All the
The
companies.
beast on base is in Rutherford County. That's why the world spins differently.
You're giving so many props.
I'll take it.
But you know what? I have to say, I know you guys traveled to be here with us today.
Thank you. We got picked up on a short bus by two dogs.
And they're not window lickers. It's not like that.
She's just setting me up, but my son's here, and I
See,
gotta
that's
just keep
what-
driving and driving.
I can pick.
Exactly. No.
But in any case, we are very grateful you guys traveled from Murfreesboro, which Scott actually works there, so I know exactly how far that is. Well, he does. He does it every day in traffic, which sucks.
yeah.
We're on Sunday, so it's not too bad. But we want to thank you guys for coming out, and we will be doing more with you.
Thank you.
Absolutely, you guys have become now friends of mine, so I'm really
We love you
grateful
too.
for
Which
that.
means that we're gonna slow down before we push you out the bus.
Outstanding.
You're not gonna stop. You're not stopping.
Horrid.
You're not there yet.
Everybody tuck and roll.
That's what Dawn tells my boys when she drops them off at school. Okay, boys, we're slowing down. Tuck
Exactly.
and roll.
There goes the door. But you know what? A little bit more, maybe you'll be at the stop point, but we're not there yet. We'll work that out.
We appreciate that.
We'll get there.
Thanks
But
for all the
I-
love and support. We want to thank Candy for playing our music on our show.
Candy Gunn's Rock Show.
Candy Gunn's Rock Show.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to the new
Rock Shop Times.
Rock Shop Times coming out with us being
Yes,
in there.
that will be out next week.
We are definitely feeling the love in this room.
With the
Thank y'all.
killer article that I can't say anything about it right now, but it's pretty badass.
I tried to ask him about it, but he wouldn't even
No,
tell me.
He's
You know
not
what?
popping it up. No.
He is signed contracts and everything with us. He's sworn to secrecy.
Oh, wow. If that's
Remove all sharp
We also want to thank real quick before we go.
Yeah.
There's no way that we could do what this band does without the support of the women that support the guys in this band.
Oh.
Here, here.
That's awesome.
Without
I gotta
Beth,
give you a hand for that because that rocks.
Without Beth and without Angie and Dawn and Darlene.
She's the cutest dimples in the world.
She was-
He's like, yeah, man.
That is a question, as far as the toll that it does take on relationships. A lot of musicians will say, oh yeah, you can never be married. You go through relationships. Like no big deal. What is it that you give for advice for musicians out there that are trying to make it work within their own relationships?
Keep them involved.
Keep them involved.
She sets up my drums better than
the times that you're in.
She really does. She's roaded for me for years.
So we're gonna get a drum solo from her.
She set them up, man. I didn't say she could play them.
Oh, she's like, yeah. Are you getting home today?
That's the biggest thing is being involved from the beginning. I know, not to get overly involved about my past, but I know with a couple other relationships that I had, that first year or so, I kind of diverted my attention from music to concentrate on my relationship.
Yeah.
Whereas with the relationship that I'm in now, Dawn is super supportive, but I met her at a show and continued to play even more vigorously after she became involved in my life, and so.
You already established as a person.
Yeah, and I couldn't personally do what I do as far as being a dad and working and playing music if she didn't tell me which outfit to wear and how to do my hair and which direction, if I'm going to the ballpark or going to drive a truck or going to front this band.
And I do want to touch base on this because you're in this. So I mean, you're in this. You know, you always hear the stereotype of the rock star. You know, what happens on the road stays on the road. Do you really firmly believe that when a man goes out, that if he's married and happy, that he is going to partake in those groupies?
The last part, what?
That they partake in the groupie action stuff.
I think their ego might take into that groupie part.
Ooh, good.
But I don't think they're personally taken into that groupie part.
Yeah, because there's like
because I mean, you know, they're keeping us involved, then they're just as happy to come home to us. But yeah, they're gonna get that ego boost. Yeah, definitely from those around.
It's like a staple that, you know, what happens on the road stays on the road. It's always going to happen. That's the way it is. And if you're going to marry a musician or be with a musician, this is what's going to happen. You got to get used to it. But you two seem so well put together.
Well, we've been together for 28 years.
28 years.
So.
Right.
I've always kept her involved, and we're always together. And there is those times she gets her share of jealousy and mad sometimes.
Right. Oh gosh, but so
that's
cute.
human nature.
Yeah,
you know,
Exactly. It goes both ways.
That's human nature.
Yeah,
We're human at the end of the day.
Yeah, Ronnie tells me all the time, okay, you've hugged her enough today. Just
get your microphone. Get the hell out of here.
But you know what, to me, the fact that you do keep her involved dictates to me that that's more important to you than any little groupie out there that's going to, but again, I think it all depends on the person and what the person's personality is, you know. And there are, I mean, if you watch the movie Rockstar, you know, it just shows that there are women out there who, I don't give a shit what you're doing out there, give me the paycheck. And I know a lot of those people too. And I guess it just pretty much determines or factors on what you agree to.
What you accept in your life.
Exactly.
What you can live with yourself.
And some of these, and so there's some girls out there who could give a shit. Give me diamonds, give me jewelry. I don't give a shit when you come home, you're mine. And, you know, don't tell me about it. Me personally, fuck no.
Exactly.
I have a little bit of problem with that.
Oh, I've come home and got the sniff test before, like,
just making sure the shit's mowing.
As a wife, you just gotta know that
you gotta trust your man. It's a trust.
You gotta share them, but not to too much.
Yeah, you know what? I can share you this far, and then otherwise, you and me are gonna have a problem.
I don't think.
Well, I totally respect that out of you guys. That is totally badass, awesome, and you really blow that stereotype away. And I think that is just so cool.
Thank you. There's no way that one of our biggest unseen strengths are the 4 girls that support this band. There's no.
I gotta say, you know what? I've interviewed a lot of bands, and this is the first time I've ever had a comment like that. I think that's metal, right there.
They work the shows for us. They work the internet for us. They're taking care. They're tracking the money and ordering clothes.
They're part of the band.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing they don't really get enough of is the attention.
But you're giving it to them right now, and in a way that is priceless. That you can't put a money value on it, correct?
It could be like a day where you like set aside for like family time or wife time.
Probably Sundays, and here they are today.
Oh, we have just
because you guys were camping. And I pulled you away because I was just jealous. I didn't want you to be camping.
I go back stuff with the band.
I think I wrote that.